Hello, human designers and human design curious. This is Earth, Sun, Human, and I'm Isa Silver. I'm interested in humans. I translate human design body graphs because I like helping people know themselves better and trust the universe more by seeing that there is some describable logic to us humans. There is a way to read a map of a human, and to stay on top of this art of map reading, I follow these Sun Earth transits to help me see how the energies related to the current Sun Earth positions are influencing not just the birth of the humans this week, but also the humans on the Earth now, including myself. This week's cosmic polarity puts the Sun in the gate of ambition across from the earth in the gate of readiness. The ambition is about pressure for tribal growth, and the readiness is about the pressure for a new abstract experience. A cycle of experience happens with the pressure of gate 53. Rising up through the tribe happens under the pressure of gate 54. Gate 54 ambition being about interaction that utilizes social and mystical connections and is willing to take up a subordinate role to them, balanced out by the readiness in gate 53 to start new things and advance them steadily and patiently, because that kind of advancement is about cycles of experience. Beginning with the sun's position in ambition, in the first line we have influence. Influence on other people. This is the beginning of the tribal stream of instinct. We stay alive through material processes. We need each other for that. We need willpower for that. But first of all, we need to be affecting each other. And we're all doing this, even those of us who don't carry the first line of gate 54, as I do. And let me tell you, I really don't think I understand it yet. And in fact, I was reading up on Ra's description of it, and he said, for those people who don't understand this gate, this keynote won't make a lot of sense. And I'm here, not understanding it thoroughly, though it is my personality moon. The influence through secret relationships is the blue line here. Secret relationships behind the scenes, supporting other people in the tribe. This ambition is not personal. This is that the tribe does better. The second line, the natural adda, is very good at doing that without looking for any kind of external validation. It derives strength from maintaining discretion about unofficial contacts. The third line is really getting into it with people, even without the awareness, because remember, the third line isn't aware about the other side, and it is physically and metaphorically bumping into the other people. Relationships, the use of unofficial contacts as a last resort. And I think I can be clear about my confusion. I don't understand secret in the first line and unofficial in the third line. But I guess maybe one of you does, and so will you let me know? Can you help me understand the unofficial and secret parts of the lower trigram of gate 54, please? I might have a new understanding of the fourth line to share. Transformation. Transformation of other humans. This is what we are doing to each other at a bodily level all the time. Always going up or down in our relative power in the tribe, And the way to ascend is through the support of the others in the tribe. I'll credit the Blue Eye Ching for helping me understand that by giving the this line at the so-called detriment or shadow side. One meets every person twice, once on the way up and once on the way down. We are always moving around with other people, other bodies, always going up or down. And the humility that comes with recognizing that you don't even get to choose whether you're going up or down. I see that coming out here. In the fifth line, oop, there's the fifth line, magnanimity. Magnanimity towards the less advantaged. This is what the collective wants to see from the ambitious, tribal, marrying maiden, right? This is the marrying maiden line, moving up through the tribe by contributing and supporting the others. The sun will be here, the magnanimity in a position of influence to consider the interests of the less powerful people and thereby garner their support. This is what the people want to see. And they don't want to see typos, but I make typos and you can see that I spelled that word wrong. It's magnanimity. And now we can step out of the hexagram, so to speak, up onto that yin roof selectivity. The selectivity in favor of advantageous relationships. Only those very few that will support your ambition is what this line suggests. The role model of ambition doesn't try to affect everyone. And now we can step away from the tribe to the other side of the mandala, but just nearby in the root center there, we have gate 53, readiness, the format energy for a new cycle of experience. Not one that involves the touchiness and the support and the stickiness of that tribal process, but a cycle of maturation is what is possible from this energy. The foundation of a new cycle, incorporation, to begin something new on the foundation of the old. New cycles need a foundation from a successful prior cycle which was closed. Gate 53 needs this 42 on the other side to end the cycles so that new ones can start. And with some energy below it, the momentum of line 2. Based on success, the momentum to start something new. Again, not from scratch, but look at that. The energy is already going in line 2. Line 3, the experiencing of readiness knows that conflict doesn't fit in a new cycle of experience. The practical nature to avoid conflicts in order to secure future success and retain support is necessary here. Of course, that means that half the time or some part of the time, there's actually an unconscious provoking of conflicts, and that prevents new harmonious cooperation. Can't go anywhere in a new cycle with conflict. The fourth line is really sure that there is a new beginning, and it probably isn't going to be too open to being told that that well, fixed, fourth line fixed to do new things. And in fact, the pressure might be so strong that if they don't actually start the new cycle, yeah, unpleasant or embarrassing situations might occur. The light side of assuredness is the confidence and strength to maintain one's individuality, even in complex, difficult situations and confused beginnings. And what does the collective want to see from readiness? Assertion. The ability to garner support for something new, the, the collective projecting onto the fifth line here that they will go through a new cycle, therefore they deserve support. They deserve the sharing of this collective energy. Now, according to Ra, this exaltation is not in play now, only the detriment on the earth side that says that the over assertiveness in a beginning arouses and attracts the very forces that will prevent success. So there's a thing in humanity right now that the positive projection on a new cycle isn't happening, and humanity is only experiencing that sort of rebellion or action against the heretic of new beginnings. And that this is part of why the abstract experience gets a bad rap in humanity. I kind of like that explanation. It's still kind of hard for my mind to understand that. Perhaps because I didn't have astrology before human design. Um, but I like a potential explanation for why the abstract experience in humanity is so, uh, well, it doesn't get this exaltation, this spiritual Neptunian good vibe that's available in the exaltation side. Humanity is just not getting that flavor for abstract experience these days. And well, you know, what I say about abstract experiences, they're not supportive and they're not logical, but I have them, and you do too, right? And what's the role model way to have abstract experiences? It's step by step, the cyclical nature of the way to success. I don't think about the abstract experience as being one that leads to success. Like I just said, it's abstract, therefore it's not supportive and it's not logical. But here we see maybe there is some success possible by doing that sixth line walk the talk kind of attitude and take it step by step. And a shout out to the third line under this sixth line, pragmatism, those third lines. And hey, this sixth line is always going to have some third line experience. There's going to be conflict and things that get in the way of clean beginnings and harmonious cycles. But in learning that, and perhaps learning even to become selective, as Gate 54 suggests, sixth line of readiness for the abstract experience, taking it step by step, the cyclical nature of the way to success. To summarize my takeaways about this polarity, being with the right people and being willing to close out cycles of experience to open up new ones. This is what seems important to me. The right people, finishing things so that new things can start. I hope that's supportive. I hope you have a week worth sharing about. And please remember that the energy for a new solar cycle is coming in a couple weeks. This is the time to review the past year, the right people, the cycles of experience, things like this. And eventually we'll be more ready to receive energy for something new, for having dealt with what was behind us. Wishing you well in all of that. Take good care.